Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming to you with another special presentation, moving full speed ahead, getting to know very amazing, very interesting people from all over the world. We are bringing very talented, very beautiful, very motivated, very diligent content creators to this platform. And having said that, I have someone else that you need to meet. This young man is a fitness enthusiast, but he's also a content creator. And we're going to get to know him together today and have a great conversation, not really an interview. You know, I don't really do interviews. It's more back and forth conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Uno. Did I say it right? I can't hear you.
I said, yeah, you said it right.
All right. How are you today?
I'm well getting over a fever, actually.
Oh, it's not COVID, is it?
No, it's not. It's just not, it's a fever, I guess.
Yeah. You got to be careful out there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Yeah, no, it's a mixture between like overtraining,
Okay.
which I do, and then I'm ashamed to say this, but it's a mixture between that and Waffle House that got me out of here for like 2 days. I'm just now like getting like back on my feet. It's crazy.
Oh my God, and you agreed to do this? You kept the damn appointment. You didn't cancel on me.
No, yeah, I did.
Oh, so thank you. Thank you. Well, we're going to take our time with you and because we know you don't feel well, so we're not going to press you too much.
Okay.
So tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Born and raised East Side, 42nd and Arlington. So yeah, Indianapolis, Indiana. I know a lot of people don't expect me to be from Indiana, but yeah.
Yeah. Are you from a big family?
I want to say a medium-sized family, definitely. Like my mom's side, and then like anybody on my dad's side, we have a pretty like distance relationship, but the love is there still, nonetheless. But other than that, yeah, very immediate type. I want to say medium-sized family, say small.
Okay, so clearly you're not the only child. So tell us about your siblings. How many siblings do you have?
So I have like 5 siblings altogether. I have 3 older sisters, 1 big brother, and 1 little brother.
Oh, that's so great. Like I love family men because, you know, like family is where we first learn, you know, how to deal with people in the world. It's where we first learn how to deal with different personalities. So it's good when you kind of get a mix like that. And especially you were surrounded by women. So, you know, that maternal instinct is in all women. So I know they took care of you.
Yeah.
I first came into contact with you years before I was doing this, actually. It was years. It was through Instagram, but it was years before I actually started doing like the Queen of Shade. And you were just a fitness enthusiast, the pretty face, you know, you out there training and stuff like that. And what I loved and what I still love to this day is not too many people know too much about you. You do social media and you do it well. You do. I've seen you on all platforms, all content you've created, and you do it so well, but yet and still there is this aloofness to it. Have you ever sat down and did an interview before?
No, I've never have. But it's so funny you said that because I get that from a lot of people.
Yeah.
They'll say the exact same thing you're saying. And even now, like critiques, right, that I have, they're like, yeah, people need to hear you speak or people need to hear you talk because people need to know your personality. I think the reason why I subconsciously don't display that part of me on social media is, and it's funny that you brought up family earlier, was what's like brought up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so like just having people get to know me on that. I am a content creator. You guys can see me naked. It's like very, very personal because I feel like no matter, like through my experiences in life, I feel like I've always attract the wrong type of people. So in order for me not to, I just would rather not even display that side. Because again, people, I believe wholeheartedly, I believe people I can control. I feel like my discernment isn't there where I would want it to be. So if someone sat to me in front of my and told me that they were a good person, right, I wouldn't have any like reason to not to believe you, right? But those are the type of people that I attract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll believe them. They'll just be a shitty ass person, and then like after time and time and time of that happening, I just eventually will start like shutting down, right? And I think that's where hopefully, well, I think where I guess the whole, oh, I seen you on social media, like this mysterious, huh? So yeah,
So,
I don't know.
so get this. I'm not gonna accept that from you. You are a great person with an amazing personality. And my thing is, just because I'd never heard you speak didn't mean that I didn't see who you were. A woman doesn't have to speak, and you can tell exactly how they are from energy. So my thing is, we have something in common. I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but I am actually a very aloof person. When I'm not in front of this camera, you will never find me. I don't dress like this. I don't go out with my jewels on. I don't go out with my wigs, my hair, nothing. I go out in a baseball cap turned backwards, a pair of jock shorts or basketball shorts, and a t-shirt. And you would never, you could walk past me and you would not know it was me until you ask me a question, and then you hear my voice. And then it's like, oh, I know exactly who you are. So my thing is this. I wanted to also say something to you right there. In order to find the jewels, the types of people that we really long for, you kind of got to go through the swill first. So you do. Like when I first started, I was attracting all of the wrong people as well. People saw what I did and they wanted to be associated with it. They wanted to fetishize me. There was a lot of that going on. I did not want that because I was well into my celibacy. But I kept going, and I didn't allow them to dictate to me putting myself out there, because I tell so many of my young guys like you, who I follow, who I support, who I see, the more you give to the world, especially through social media, especially like showing just who you are, the more money you're going to make. The more money you're going to make. Your personality, first of all, aren't you a Pisces?
Pisces, yeah.
The greatest sign on this planet for entertainment.
Yeah.
The greatest sign. I'm a Libra, and I'm telling you, the greatest sign, because you guys, my nephew is a Libra. He's like my son, and he knows without knowing, but he also is a loner. He sticks with his girlfriend. He sticks with me. He sticks with our grandmother. He has like one or two friends, and he too has had friends that he was willing, and see, this is the thing, he was willing to go all the way for his friends. He was willing to do whatever they needed him to do. However, the rub came when it was time for them to turn around and reciprocate that kind of energy to him. And then they'd stop halfway or do it not at all. And then he'd realize, wow, you're not really for me the way that I'm for you. And then that is when the relationship, he'd be like, oh, so he kind of is that way too. He's like, I keep my circle small, as do I, but he's also one of the most talented entertainers that I know. So I tell him, you got to keep at it. Like, you got to remember something. People change. People always change. They always will. People will. It took me a long time, and I'm gonna just say this about myself. It took me a long time to be able to present this and have this match what was going on inside. It took a lot of therapy. I've been in therapy for 16 years. I also live with bipolar disorder. So, there's a lot of stigma around that. Oh, they crazy. Oh, they'll come out of a bag on you. There's, you can't trust them. They'll do this. They have moody, episodes. No, I don't. And I've learned through all of that therapy how to maintain a balanced lifestyle, an even lifestyle, so that it's not out there. I've interviewed a lot of young men, and even some that I've seen you work with, and I know because they've told me in private, oh, I suffer from bipolar disorder, I do this, I do that, and I know that they're not really medicating and having therapy the way that they need to, so you see the worst of them. But I don't want you to get that in your head that has anything to do with you, because I want you to understand something. When a person shows their ass, when a person comes out of a bag, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that person. It's always personal for them. It's not personal for you. And I want you to understand that, because I don't ever want you to stop giving the world the light that you have inside of you because of these fools around you. Like, not at all, because you are a beautiful person. I've followed you, and it's not just externally, it's internally. You're a good person. People, and you know this, people like to be around you. People enjoy being around you. I watch through the photos. I watch through the videos. I'm like, oh, I didn't know he knew this person. Oh, I didn't know he knew that person. It's because it's you. You are a good person to be around. And I don't ever want you to let anyone take that from you. I saw a post on Twitter from you, and you were like, I'd have made a mistake. You said it in the Twitter post. You were like, see, I done put myself out here, and I don't want to do this. Like, I just know this is not what I wanted. And it was because the wrong people were coming to you. But I want you to know something. You by yourself, you're the brand. You will be just fine. Even if you have to walk alone, Uno, that's what your name means.
Yeah.
You have to walk alone. I brought you on here today to big you up and to give you a shot of confidence, because I see when you do your work or content create, it's amazing. And then I watch you disappear. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Because my thing is, social media for me and for a lot of entrepreneurs is not fun. This is our job. This is how we make our money. This is how we take care of ourselves, support our lives, go on vacation, marry our men and women of our dreams. This is what we do. So I don't like to see my guys, because you're one of my guys. I don't like to see one of my guys start and then stop, because my attitude is keep going. If you have to ram through those people to get to the other side. Don't let anyone ever stop you, because I don't want it to be a situation where you are so good at everything you do, and you are, and then people will do that. They will talk you off your mark. They want what you have. Now look at this. They want what you have. You show up, you're very masculine presenting in the world. You know that, especially being as a Black man, when you're masculine presenting, you're a shoo-in. Everybody loves you. It's just in our community, they tend to draw to the masculine presenting. And then I love with you that you have all different sides to yourself, and I've seen them. So it's good. So you don't have to change yourself. It's not you that needs to change. And people used to think I was crazy for that. Oh, you're so full of yourself. No, it wasn't me that needed to change. It was everyone around me. And it's the same thing for you, the people around you. And guess what? If you keep going, they will change, because the more you go, the more your energy will shine a light on their inadequacies and their insecurities. And they're going to leave you alone because they can't handle your shine. They're going to step back into the shadows. So that's why you have to shine brilliantly. So that's my mommy moment, my mommy daddy moment. I'm two-spirited, so that's my mommy. I had to get you together right there, because I want you to continue to do what you do, because I know men that do what you do that make 6 figures a month. 6 figures a month from what you do as a content creator. And you're on your way. And if you keep starting and stopping, it will not stop you completely, but it will delay your arrival. And like I said, content creation, you got into content creating and exclusive content creating for a check.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Not because you were attention this and this. And people say, oh, you're attention. Well, I guess I am, because I like my bills paid. That's how you have to be. So tell me, I know that you don't live in Indiana anymore. Tell me where you are now.
I reside in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like it?
Believe me, it had to, oh God, it took some time for me to adjust to the South even, you know what I mean? Like, so obviously Indianapolis is like Midwest area. So here in the South, like even like the people and how they think and just how people move here was just so different. And it took me about like a good, I want to say year of me just adapting to this new environment. So yeah, I mean, it's now that it has grown on me, I can like live here obviously. But at first it was really, really hard, really difficult, because I just did not whatsoever understood and just how people moved here. You know what I mean? So like simplest things like how they drive. I know that's a big thing. How they drive really took me out. What else? Oh, like customer service is like awful here. Is awful, but it's so normal that I was when I first got here, I was like, why are they bad? And then the people, like the customers, that they would, whatever, the customers would just make it seem like it's okay. And I'm like, that is not okay. So I had to get used to like driving up to food places and it being like a line around the corner. The lines here are ridiculous. What else I had to get used to? I mean, that's really about it. Like it was an adjustment for real, but it's one of the better moves I ever made in my life though. I moved out here with an ex. I didn't necessarily want to move here, but like my relationship in the moment, I wanted to give it a full shot, right? I wanted to give it a full shot. And I was like, you know what? I already know that there is a stigma around Atlanta. But just to show you, right? Just to show you about us, I'll move down there, whatever, that is such. So I have moved down here with a relationship which lasted a year and some change. And of course it didn't, I'm not gonna say of course, but it turned out that it didn't work out. And that was a really tough time because again, like Atlanta isn't like down the street from Indianapolis, right? So it's like I had to make this like decision on should I go back or anything, and that I just really, I don't know. So I decided to stay. And again, even though the relationship didn't work out, but me staying did make a change in my life here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Can I say something to you? Because you may not know, I'm a shaman. I do a lot of spirit work. You're close, but you're not quite where you belong. Do you know where you belong?
Where I belong, as far as like
state-wise.
State. I don't know.
I do. You ready?
Yeah.
You belong in Miami.
Miami.
You belong in Miami. Not only will Miami be, and this is the thing, I'm not telling you get up and pack your bags and do whatever you want to do actually, but I see a lot of greatness for you. And I'm just going to say this. Miami has a different vibe. Miami has a different level, and I think you'll understand me, and so will the audience. There's a certain level or caliber of collaborator that you'll be exposed to that you don't have access to right now. The co-collaborators will get better. The scenes will get
better. And you have the potential to walk yourself to the top of this business. I've seen some of the scenes. You always are so good. But sometimes your collaborators don't deserve you. Don't speak on it. You know where I'm going. Don't speak on it. We don't do that. Don't do that. But they don't deserve you. So you need to go, because in Miami, you've got the islands, you've got the Spanish, you've got Caucasian, you've got people that care about fitness just as much as you do. You know, it will be a better situation for you. So go ahead, say what you say.
Content creating, for content creation.
For content creation and your life. And your life. You belong in Miami. Yeah. I've always had to do this to my boys. They're like, where should I go? You belong in Miami. Because I'm just going to say it. Your collaborators don't need to be all Black. They don't need to be all Black. You need to throw some brown in there. You need to throw, you know, other things in there. And then your business, because that is your business, will climb to the 6-figure mark. Because every time you come on screen, it's like my nephew. Y'all come on screen, y'all like the shit up. You like the shit up. And then you're like, then we're sitting here and we're looking and we're like, why? It's not matched. It's not matched. It's not evenly matched. So, and I understand you're new to it. You're new to it and you're learning. But, one thing I like about my nephew too, Pisces learn quick.
Yeah. I wish I learned quicker, but yeah, we do.
It's okay. I mean, you're in Georgia. You're not that, listen, you're not that far away. You're in Georgia. And my thing is, one thing I love about fitness is you could listen, you've built a business, you have a business, but you can satellite that business training. You could train, especially in Miami. Are you crazy? You will do well. The women, the men, you will do, it's a different vibe. And especially for someone from the Midwest, I get this. I have a huge following in Atlanta. I visited Atlanta for the first official time in 2018 to record my album. I didn't like it. And I'm gonna tell you why. My thing is, I'm a proud African-American man. And as we can tell, I have other things to me. I'm a trans illusionist. I have beautiful talents. I can do other things. But whenever I was in a situation that involved all Black people with a specific mentality, I was ridiculed, bullied, belittled, berated. I grew up in the suburbs because my grandmother moved me from the inner city of Philadelphia to the suburbs almost an hour away for my safety. And that's where I learned to be who I am, to not have to ask for permission, to move through this world as an authority and not a secondary person. I move as a leader, and I learned how to do that there. And Atlanta, I love y'all. I love Atlanta, but I'm just not the mentality. It's the mentality. And that's what you get when you get a lot of Black people together who want to impress each other. I got more than this. I got this. I got that. I got this. I got that. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about what you have, because what you have don't make you a cool person. What you have don't make you intelligent. A fool could go out and buy a Tesla. He's still gonna be stupid. We're having a real conversation today. I didn't even know it was gonna go this way. But what you have doesn't make you a smart person, an intelligent person. My grandmother almost always tells me she'll be 75 in October. I'll be 40 in September. She always tells me, baby, there are old fools among us, more old fools than there are wise. It's something to think about. Knowledge and the acquisition of knowledge, not everybody does. You got a lot of us that don't like to read. I'm just being honest. And I'm not trying to say that's all in Atlanta, but I'm talking about the Black experience. The Black experience. They won't see, and why I'm saying this is because I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
A lot of them want somebody else to do everything for them, but then they don't understand why their royalty checks are so small. Oh, girl, come on out and party, come club, come this, come that. And then they get mad with me because she don't go nowhere. She run her business every day, all day. I haven't had a vacation in 6 years. I'm being forced to take a vacation. I know he doesn't want me to say this like this, but my boyfriend is making me take a vacation for my birthday. I'll turn 40 in New York with him. So he's like, you gotta take a vacation. So, and it'll be my first in 6 years. Because I'm so dedicated, get it, not to the people, to my business, to being the absolute best that I can be and delivering the most groundbreaking, motivational, inspiring content that I can. And that's exactly what your content does too. You have to remember in your business, even as an exclusive content creator, you inspire people. People don't think, they don't think that. They say, oh, he's naked, baby. You know anybody that look like that naked? I'm honest.
No, I know.
Like, we don't see this walking around. We don't have access to this walking around. And that's for good reason, because you don't deserve it. It's not going to be in an area where it's easily accessible to you. No. This requires a whole bunch of maintenance, a whole bunch of care, a whole bunch of diligence. I can't party all the time. I can't, like, honey, I'm worried about meal plans. I'm worried, like, this is what your life is. Yeah, this is what your life is. Like, I have men in my life that take pride in their bodies and who they are, their skin, and they also enrich their minds. But I tell them all the time, you're doing the right thing, because the fashion industry, where I first started at 22 in Paris, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So I don't want to hear somebody tell me, oh, honey, he's just full of himself. Do you know how much money that man can make? He never has to open his mouth. You never have to hear him say hello. I remember when, it was a long time ago, supermodel Iman, she was the it thing. I mean, and everybody loved her, and she was so beautiful, and this is that and the other. And they finally sit down and interview her, and she speaks English, and the journalist looks at her like, oh my God, you knew English? She said, of course I know English. You just never asked. Beauty. Please. We've heard Naomi speak, but Naomi make her money when she don't speak. She doesn't have to. And that's the same with, I call them my body boys. You got, I remember when you were so thin, and then you turn around and just, I was like, oh, wow, look at this. Say it again.
I say, you know what? It's funny because a lot of people, they only see, and because I remember when I had made a new Instagram, and we finally followed back with each other, right? Because again, I was going through something. I deleted my first Instagram, and but a lot of people now, right, would be like, oh my gosh, you're so hot, or or you've always been, I bet, right? And then you kind of have to remind people, like, this didn't happen overnight. I promise you it didn't. Like, I had to, like a lot of people, like, that they're passionate about in their occupation, like, you had to rise and fall and trip and you fall again, and then you step up and you rise again, and it's years, you know what I mean, to get to that. And then here's the thing, like, everyone, like, glorifies, right, the body, right? Like, oh my God, your body, right? And then and then in my head, it's like, okay, but there's always something I need to work on a little bit more. You know what I mean? So it's just funny how that's how it is like that.
Well, get this. It's the first thing that they see, and most people are visual. That's okay. Yeah. But you know what? That's okay, because my face got me indoors that I probably would have never been able to walk into had I done it speaking. I remember when I started my modeling career in New York City, and I remember I'd go to the castings and the agencies and the go-sees looking the part. I was always a beautiful man, always. I've always, like I said, I'll be 40 and I look like I'm in my 20s. And I've always been this tall, straight back, thin arms, you know, I've always been this. But the gatekeepers were feminine. And I had femininity in me, but I could take a mean picture. And they were like, oh no, you're just not what we're looking for. I had a man, and this is the thing, in that world, a lot of the gatekeepers are Caucasian. So you would think that if the African Americans see you and see that you have a potential, they're gonna help you through. Because most of them wanted to be what you are. And I learned that. I had a man say to me, I will not call his name or the agency, but he gave me one of my body boys, one of my big guys. He was a big muscular guy, too big for modeling at the time, but this director was interested in him for whatever reason, but he was smart, he got out of it. But he was the only Black guy I ever knew that took me to his castings with him. Because he said to me, he was like, you're the model. I got the location. They said they wanted to see me. I'm taking you with me. He was the first one to ever do that. And when we got there, the director gave both of us the cards to the photographer. Oh, both of you have amazing looks, he said. Here's the card to the photographer. You need to have your pictures taken. So of course we had to go home. I had a job. I had to go home, make the money, and then take the picture with the photographers. Now I go back, I'm in New York to bring over the photos that I just picked up from the New York fashion photographer. May he rest in peace because he died last year. But I turn around and I call and I get him on the phone and I'm like, hey, I tell him my name is Bjorn and I got your card and you sent me to a photographer and I'm ready to bring in the photos for you to see. He said, with all due respect, ma'am, we don't see women on Wednesdays. I said, that's good. I'm glad. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. And he said, you're a man? I said, yes, sir. I'm a man. He said, I'm sorry to say, but you do not sound like a man. And do not come back to my agency until you do. And slammed the phone in my ear. Devastated me, but I didn't give up. Not too long after that, I was in Paris modeling. And then today, I have one of the most recognizable speaking and singing voices in the world. You see, people are full of shit, you know. There's no other way to say it. People are full of shit. And they want to push that shit into your life. And you just can't allow that. You can't allow that. I am very guarded. My boyfriend always talks to me about this. My therapist talks to me. My psychiatrist talks to me. I'm very guarded about who's around me. I don't spend time with anyone except my grandmother, my nephew, my boyfriend. I don't, especially doing this, everybody wants a picture with me. Everybody. And it's not even because of the way I look. It's because now these bitches know exactly how I think. I'm valued for what I say, what I think. It's not even just the beauty anymore. They want what's coming out of my mouth. They want to be associated with that kind of thought leader, that kind of intellectual entertainer. And I'm like, And then being a shaman, I can see it a mile off. I'm like, no, I'm not going here. I don't go to clubs. I don't do any of those things. I don't take club engagements. Oh, well, you just have to do a walkthrough. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, well, it's money. I mean, don't you want money? All money's not good money. Thank you. All money's not good money. I'm not meant to have all the money in the world, but the divine knows exactly how much I want, and I want a lot, but this is not it. And I live my life behind a screen for my own safety. I do not give people access to me. And even with all that you do not have to give people access to you. You don't. they're not worthy. They're not worthy. It's good that they don't know all the sides of you, because that means you have so much more to offer. You can pull those things out like tricks. You turn around and somebody's like, oh, well, we've seen this. And you're like, oh, honey, no, I got more. I got a whole lot more to me than what you see and what you think, you know? And Pisces tend to be built like that. You guys are full of hidden talents. You got hidden talents, and that's fine. Nobody knew I could sing. Nobody knew I was a mezzo soprano. They knew my voice was high. They didn't know I was a mezzo soprano until I dropped that album in 2018, which got leaked by a girl that was jealous of what I had. Leaked my album. But I'm not just a pretty face. I got with my lawyer and we fixed that.
Yeah, and I'm happy you guys got that together.
Yeah. So tell me, for those of us that really do value what's external and internal, what do you like to do for fun? Because I notice you have friends, but you spend a lot of time by yourself, so we see. What do you like to do?
For fun, because it's like, yeah, for fun, I like to like go to the bar alone.
Mm-hmm.
Love having a mean Casamigo sour. I love that drink. I also like to eat, so like I'll probably take myself out on some type of like dinner date. And when I to eat popcorn, because I like popcorn so much. Sometimes I literally go to the movies to buy popcorn. So I'll just like go to movies and such. So I do, like you said, I do a lot of things alone. Other than that, it's the gym, working. It's the gym. It's the what else? It's the gym, and I mean, really, that's what I like to do for fun. I'll when I'm drinking at the house, I'll just like turn on some really old school '80s R&B, sing along to that with Alexa, and we be in here just jamming. That's what that's what I like to do for fun. But yeah, I do spend a lot of time alone. I know you had touched on this earlier, but so I'm 27, so I'm a grown ass man, right? But my thing is, our development and who we are as a person, I feel like doesn't have like a time limit or 30, it automatically clicks, or when you're 25, this is supposed to happen. Things still get to me. So like, if I've been burnt like so many times, that shit will put me in my shell. So I know like, it's like, what? Like, I know like folks would be like, are you serious? Like, fuck them, dog, and such, but that shit really do affects me. So that's I really do stay alone, because it's like I have to identify why it's affecting me, and then why is it affecting me to this extent, to the point of, I won't say depression, because I feel like that is way left to the deep end, but it will literally have me in my apartment for like days until I'm ready to go back out. It's like, okay, because you get into astrology because you kept saying like Pisces, but I just think it's how things affect us is very dramatically, and that's why I just tend to just be alone. Because one thing, my analogy that I like to use is, when we're happy, we're like over the moon, and then when we're sad, we're like depressed. So it's like the balance of emotions is really hard for me to control. It's not necessarily balance of like equal, but just more so like I can be too happy and then I can be too like really sad. So I'm still learning how to fix that. That makes sense.
You know what you need to do. You can really laugh. You know what you need to do. You need to continue to make your content, give it to the gays with better co-stars, and then you need to go find you a white girlfriend. I'm joking, not a white girlfriend, a Spanish girlfriend. You need to find yourself a Spanish girlfriend, have some pretty babies that live near the water in Miami. I'm just playing. I'm playing. But the reason what I'm telling you is you're a sensitive soul, and that's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to be that way. And when people, and this is the thing, people don't want to admit there are more fucked up people in this world than there are sane and healthy. Just look at the nation that we live in. There are more fucked up people here than there are healthy thinkers. And that's not scary. It's the reality of the situation. So what you got to do is you still have to have a life just outside of them. Like you say, you take yourself out. I still do that myself too. And that's funny that you said that. I knew you were going to say that because my nephew is the same way. I'll go sit in the back of a restaurant, baseball cap, leave me alone. Don't send me nothing. Do you know how many times? Because most people can't believe, oh, you're really attractive as a man too. Well, whose face did you think this is? I may have highlighted it.
Right.
But this is my face, fool. Like, what do you think? Outside of this, you're gonna like, yeah. So I'll sit in the back of the restaurant and they'll be like, oh, such and such sent you a drink, send it back with my thanks. Oh, such and such went to, thank you, send it back. And they're just like, oh, I used to get men, oh, you're just so hard to impress. You're just not impressed by anything. I said, baby, it's not about being impressed. I'm comfortable in my own skin and I'm comfortable with me. I don't need you.
There you
I
go.
don't need you. Get it? A lot of people want to know me because I don't need them. The biggest trick of most human beings is to make you think you need them, because they actually need you. So they want to trick you into, I'll put you on. Did you really? Oh, that's cute. But you didn't. You didn't. My fine ass body, my face, my hair, my muscles. That's what put me on. You didn't put me on, baby. You could never put me on it. Just like you could never put me on, you could never take me off. That's the way you got to be. I think I got to teach you to be just a little bit meaner.
I'm like the meanest person.
No, you're not. I'd approach out of this, I'd approach you in a heartbeat. I'd be like, hi, how are you? And I think, and what I love is I would get the puzzled look from you, like, I don't know who you are. And I would keep talking. I'm not like, and that's the thing. People that are really supposed to be in your life are not going to be intimidated by you. They're not going to be threatened by you. They're going to walk right up to you and start talking to you. You're going to be looking like you're not, all my defenses are up and you are not running away. No, not at all. Why would I do that? I'm trying to say hello. And then you're like, okay, well, I guess you could say hello since you're here. That's what happens.
That is what happens.
That is what happens. So tell me, okay, because we got to talk about this body. How often do you work out?
Oh man, so like I said, I'm recovering from overtraining.
Yeah.
So overtraining is a thing, you guys. It really is. And it's like you would think I would learn, but it happens. So I work out, I want to say 7 days a week, but the intensity of my workout is not every day. So I want to say I work out intensely 3 days out the entire week. The other days that I'm intense is like if I'm working out on my abs, I don't really work out like intensely on those. So it's none but like crunches and sit like that. Or I'll probably work on, so basically anytime that it's most likely I'm working on legs or shoulders, right? And but the other days that I'm not working out on those big muscle groups, I'm working on like my abs, my calves, or anything, my obliques, that I feel like needs to be a little bit more toned and tuned. So yeah.
You know what's crazy? have you ever tried to go like be a part of RuPaul Drag Race's pit crew or something? Have you ever tried to like get into Hollywood or do something like that?
No, no,
Why not?
not.
Why not? You just gonna walk around beautiful like this for what? For no reason?
Um, I mean, so I was thinking like when I first got down here in Atlanta, because they call this the Black Hollywood Mecca.
Yeah.
Um, that something was gonna happen here, but it hasn't. I've been really just focused on just the whole fitness training career aspect of everything.
You know what? You need to start taking acting classes. Get an acting coach. Take acting classes. Get your SAG and AFTRA card, darling. It's about $4,000 now, but it allows you to be in the Screen Actors Guild and Union, and then they'll book you and pay you. And my thing is, what I love about it is because you're such a loner, you'll be able to really devote your time and attention to it, and you will land some very amazing roles. We should be watching you on Netflix. Yeah, we should be watching you on Netflix.
Let me say this. It's so funny. And I know there's a lot of people that gives me the same love. And I'm very humble. I swear I am. It mind boggles me that people see such high, I want to word this correctly, hopes, right, for my life. And I'm not saying I don't see the same high hopes, but when it comes to like, you should get into acting, you should be on this, you should be on like I hear that so many times. I mean, throughout, my life. And then like me just how I'm inside or whatever, it's almost like, really? Huh?
So when you gonna listen to us? You're telling us that we're saying it, so you're like, okay, you're not the first person to say that to me. When you gonna listen to us? It's time to listen. What you playing around for? Listen, you can take your fitness business, you can take your exclusive content business anywhere in this country, anywhere in this world. You can do that. So like, what you waiting on? Go be fabulous.
Yeah. I should start. What's step one? Acting class?
Yeah, step one would be, because what you have to do is you have to get your SAG and AFTRA card. So that means you need to be able to book. I think it's 3 different paying gigs, and it can be extras. You could be extras in something, different things like that. But you have to move in that direction. So yeah, like you take acting classes, get somebody who's really, really reputable, and take acting classes where they can go through the gambit. And this is the thing, you'll be a great actor because Pisces have so many emotions. You guys have more emotions than most people. You have emotions that people don't even know they have. They don't even have them. You're like, this is what this is called. And that's what I love my nephew for, because he'll be emotional and he'll tell you exactly what it is. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, bitch, I did not know what that was. Like, he knows himself. You do too. So take acting classes, like seriously. And then, because, a lot of people go the exotic dancer way. No, not so much. Not so much. It's like, if you want to see me, here's the link to my exclusive content. That's where you go. Because it's always about $1. And it should be always about $1. If it ain't about $1, it doesn't make sense. Like, no, not at all. But yeah, while you're doing that, get your ass into some acting classes and then take a few trips west. Take a few trips west. And people say that all the time. Oh, and people say that, oh, if you go, you're so beautiful, you'll just be discovered. No. No, you won't. I ran all around Paris, beautiful. They wasn't even trying to hear it. What it was, or see it, what it was the skill behind it. Then I got connected to people that helped me because of their name, just their name alone. He died last year too, a famous photographer from Chicago. His name was Ernest Collins. He lived in Paris for many, many years. He took a picture of me, one picture. And literally, I didn't have the money to pay him. I was new to France. I had spent every single dime that I had to get there. One-way ticket, mind you. I was not coming back. I was going to live illegal. I was going to live illegal and become a star. And then it wouldn't matter. But literally, I sat down and I was 22. I sat down with this, talking to him. And that man said to me, come back tomorrow. He said, because I'm going to take a picture of you. I want you to bring jeans and a t-shirt. And I said, with all due respect, because even back then I'm an entrepreneur. What people don't understand about modeling, you're your own business owner in modeling. You're the brand and you contract to different people. So I told him, I said, listen, Mr. Collins, I can't pay you for your time nor your expertise. He said to me, I didn't ask you about paying me. So I looked at him like, oh Lord, it's about to be some old shit where he want me to bend over or something like this. But it wasn't. Look at your face. I only said that to get your face. Your face was like, ah. But there is a lot of that in the industry. I fortunately did not have to go through that. Many of my guys who look like you have told me stories. So be careful. But he said to me, he said, no. He said, because one day you're going to be famous. And he said, I am not going to let this opportunity to have you in my book pass me by. So he took the picture to document that we met. And then I went home and 17, 18 years later, I'm this. And he passed on into the next world. But I still have the picture he took. And I see other photographers looking, I'm like, oh, it was just a jeans and t-shirt. And they tell me, this is your most commercial shot ever, like this shot right here. And I also got signed to 3 modeling agencies in one day in Paris because of that. That's when I realized it wasn't really about my beauty. It was about who I knew. It was, it was about who I knew, the skill. They had to really believe in me. And that was the thing. And then even with them believing in me, it still wasn't enough, because then where are you going to get the funding? You got to be careful, because if you don't do it yourself, you're at the mercy of very monstrous men and women. And that's what I don't want to happen. So that's why I tell you, get it yourself. But in my case, my grandmother, retired teacher of 40 years. She taught public school for 40 years, but she's always been a woman of means and finer things in life. She took her whole retirement, her whole pension, and sank it into me. So I don't have another job. I do this full time because I can afford to, thanks to my grandmommy. And it has allowed me to be able to survive COVID, the COVID crisis where entertainers couldn't travel and I was going to move west at that time, and then COVID happened, and it has allowed me to continue to just blossom and be myself at my own pace. And all these lights are paid for. This little portable air conditioner is paid for. Like, everything is paid for. So I don't give a hell about nobody. Oh, you live in a small house. Yes, I do, but I own everything in it. I own everything in it. Listen, people don't even come to my house. I have so many boy clothes and girl clothes. they're overrun. My room is overrun with things. But yet, and still, it's just my business expanding. It's just expansion. And so I told my grandmother, I said, you know, we got to move out of here, right? She said, yeah. She said, but you going to pay for that, not me. I said, touche, touche. So I get to sit here and have lovely conversations with beautiful men and women and do all that I do. And my bills are paid. My phone works, both my phones, because I got 2, business and pleasure. And they're both business, because it's not really any pleasure, but they're both mine. And I live my life, and I am given the opportunity to enrich myself. I learn. I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I had hits and misses and hits and misses. I went from modeling into music, and then from music into this. And people are like, and that was so funny, because even when people tried to figure me out, they're like, okay, you came from somewhere. Where are you from? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I've been around for a long time, which is why I move the way that I do. But it boils down to, you know what's best for you. But it's time that you listen to some people too, because you should be a pit crew. Start a pit crew, RuPaul's Drag Race. Make the check and have your pretty face on TV every week. What are you doing? Hiding in Hotlanta. Why are you hiding in Hotlanta? For what? The world is calling you.
The world.
Yeah. Next time I talk to you, I want you to say, I just got back from Barcelona. I just had a gig in Ibiza. People pay for models. People pay for body. People pay for actors, dancers, pretty people. It's a whole business out there, and you don't have to bend over for it. You can go out there and listen to this. You go, and what I love is a real entrepreneur. You can go out there and do what you got to do for them, meet somebody, have connections, and make some hot fire ass content in those beautiful places for your own ventures. And then you come home having got a check from them and made a check for yourself. It's time for you. It's your time, Uno. It's time. You can't just hide in Atlanta anymore. No, it's not serving you. It's not serving you. It's time for you to hit it. It is. Lord, I feel like a father. All I did was scream at you this whole time. All I do is scream at you. And I'm glad you're smiling, because that's all I did today was scream at you. But it's true though. It's so true. I needed to talk to you. See, that's what people don't understand. Like, I get this and it's recorded. You still have to send me the talent clearance form back, mister. But anyway, we talk about that on camera. But see, I'm about my business. But I get you guys on here because it's a one-on-one, and I get to tell you all the things I've thought about you for years. I've believed in you since the first time I saw you. And you were thin and ripped then. You hadn't va-va-voom yet. And I was like, this young man is going places. And you reach out to me like, hey, can you post me on your page? I'm like, sure. Like it was so, and then you disappear and then you come back and I'm like, that's him. Because I never forget a person, body-wise, face-wise. I'm like, that's him. I'm like, well, all right. The boy is eating. That's good. He not missing no meals.
Not missing any. Nah, I try not to.
Good. But it's time for you to like go higher. It's time for you to go higher, because you really do have that ability in you. You really can be doing so much more. And you will be. And people don't understand, people, oh, why aren't you doing this, that, and the other? Difficult to come by. I would have never learned it if I didn't have to need my grandmother. I had hundreds of people all over the world. You're going to be a star. You're going to be successful, but nobody was offering this. And I'm 40 now. I'm not 27 anymore. I'm 40. Thank God I still look good. Thank God I still have it. And it has intensified. Everything, my voice, my sound, singing, like everything is right on par for me. But I don't listen, by 40, you should be living in another country. And that's what I'm saying. Like you listen, you need to be like, seriously, my boyfriend loves Salvador Bahia, which is outside of Brazil. You need to be having real friends that you meet and y'all go around the world. And those friends are going to be Latin. Some of them will be Black, but there are Black people everywhere.
Right.
And you need to be doing your thing, just on another level. Take a trip, see something, get out of Atlanta. You're a transplant anyway, get out. Get out. All that. I'm so glad I just did what I wanted to do. See, it was my show, so I could. And nobody listen. They all tell me, oh, Hollywood's asking me to interview people. I'm like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I do that for them. But they always say to me, it's your show, it's your platform, it's your narrative. You do whatever you want to do. Today, I just wanted to get you together. Because it's time. You take such good care of yourself. We all see that. We all know that. It's apparent in everything that you do. You're one of the first Black men, and this is sad, but you're one of the first Black men that I've spoke to that I actually understood what an analogy was. And I'd venture to say you learned that in Indiana and not in Atlanta. So clearly you read. But no, I'm not going to keep you much longer because I've done what I was supposed to do, which was really just show you off. Now, do me a favor. It's kind of dark in your house. Move forward into this camera so we can see your face.
Is
Yeah.
that better?
Yep. It's better. Now that you did that, lean forward. There we go. There we go. The money. The money. That's the money, baby. That's the money. That is the money right there. Okay. Give me 3 words that inspire and empower you.
Okay, hold on. I gotta think of 3 because these gotta be 3 good words, right?
Take your time.
What can I think of 3?
Because I put you on the spot, but I do it.
Yeah.
But I do it to everyone, so you'll get through it. Think about it.
Well, number 1 would definitely be love.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very powerful word.
Yeah.
And I believe like love heals all. So love definitely. And that's what the world needs most right now. So I got 2 more to go. Or
I'll wait.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, love. Love, patience,
Mm-hmm.
because we have to give each other patience, and grace, which kind of goes hand in hand. But grace is just a very powerful word. I feel like we all should give one another, and then having patience, right, for other people. So yeah, love, patience, and grace.
Yeah, you did good. Now, before I let you go, you know I got to promote you. I got to promote you.
Yeah.
For everyone watching, you can see this young man fully butt ass naked if you want to. This young man makes exclusive content. Very good exclusive content. He takes pride in his body. He takes pride in his appearance. He takes pride in what he eats and what he does. So now tell everyone where they can find you on social media, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah. You guys can find me on Instagram, LDMgym. So like Larry David Malcolm Gym. You guys can be on YouTube, LaRon McDowell. And it's pretty much about it.
Is it? Now promote yourself.
Yep, LDMgym, where is my personal training business is. So, and where I work out and where I give tips.
Okay, so what if they want to see your exclusive content?
My exclusive content is Twitter at I'm Uno Official. Yep. Actually, I think Twitter is just I'm Uno, to be honest. And then official on OnlyFans.
Thank you. Thank you. Did we hear it? He finally said it. We getting him out here. OnlyFans. You said it's I'm Uno Official?
I'm Uno.
I'm going to put all the links below. Yeah, so don't worry. I just wanted them to hear you say it though. So don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of the very beautiful, very talented, very strong, very powerful, very beautiful smile person today known as Uno. And we'd like to thank you for watching. And please do me a favor. Send this man some messages and tell him that I was right. He need to go be somebody's pit crew actor. He need to move to Miami. He need to, meet content creators and blow our minds. So y'all send him these messages, but don't go away. Say goodbye, but don't go away.
Bye, y'all.
So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Gonna show you I'm a boss. I've been given 60 seconds just to